5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
On the edge of the box is Madden. Madden trying to manufacture the shot, gets it away, it's there! Oh my word! What a goal from Paddy Madden! The Irishman strikes again! And is that the goal that's going to send Stockport County back into the Football League?
Well, he said he only takes the Viagra to stop himself rolling out of bed, and I, for one, believe him. Hello, you, and welcome to the Stockport County, your weekly recommended serving of county news, views, and opinions. I'm sorry, I'm just a bit thrown off, like everything going on.
I know.
Watching Pointless before, there was a fellow on Pointless before, and he introduced, when they say, "Who are you?" and he said, "Oh, I'm a part-time landscaper and a full-time legend," and it just really set my day off the wrong way. Like, went out in the first round, so yeah. Predictably and thrillingly, I'm Nick Lee. Don't worry, I just do this bit and chime in with like irrelevant shite every so often. So if you've joined us based on last week's show, don't worry, it'll all be fine. Joining me, it's a man who was once described as having to do this bit on his own last week, much like my love life then. It is, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, the Russ Johnson. It's Russ Johnson. Hello, Russ Johnson. That was a lot of Russ Johnsons.
There was. I've never heard my name said so much in quick succession. Hello, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Obviously you had to sail this ship alone last week, but don't worry, I've listened back. I've prepared you some feedback. If,
good.
You want your appraisal, yeah. Right, let's have a look on my list.
This is going to be a
Enjoyed
compliment
the opening
sandwich.
titles.
All
Opening
right.
titles were great. Yeah, second time not so much. But the first time in the opening titles was fantastic. The platform is Patreon. The subscribers are patrons. If only we'd recorded some sort of little video message that made that clear. Don't matter. People know what I mean. I'm still appalled that it's taken this long to have John Billsbury on.
Yeah, same. Apologies, John.
Being very angry more at you than myself, really. Don't know why.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just angry at myself on a daily basis, so I've got to like delegate some of it somewhere. Waggy, great as always. So all in all, 8 out of 10. Certainly the best county podcast to listen to last week.
Yeah, I'll take that. Take 8 out of 10.
Well done. Keep up the good work, man.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
like it. Yeah. One day you'll break away from my shackles, and this will be good.
Be all alone
in the world.
In the world, yes.
What's coming up tonight, anyway?
Yeah, well, let's get on to that. So we've got our fan guest coming out. I've not asked him the questions because he's been on a million times before, so he's probably said what the answers to the questions were anyway at some point. So let's not bore everybody with that. We're going to talk about the results, fixtures, other fixtures that could impact our fixtures. Got a new feature later, so stick around for that. A dead good feature. Ooh, that's going to be good. We're going to talk about the Danny Bergara statue unveiling because that's pretty important. Bit of admin. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. But before all that, should we play the Patreon video? Do you want to do this bit?
The what video?
Yeah, you do it.
Yeah. Do you want me to press the button as well? Or do you want me to press the button?
I'll press the button.
Nick, can I ask you a question?
Sounds like you just have, mate, but you crack on.
How do you like your content?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Personally, Russ, I like mine hot and fresh out the kitchen.
We've discussed this.
What?
We had that meeting about you referencing R. Kelly and we agreed it was too problematic and you wouldn't do it anymore.
Sorry, mate, it's just the best combination of words to describe just one of the many benefits that members of the Stockport County fan club get for the very reasonable price of just £3 English a month.
And not only that, there are discounts on merchandise, exclusive access to live events, bonus episodes and all sorts of fun to make it worth your while.
You see, they get the weekly audio podcast immediately after broadcast, 36 hours before everybody else.
So hit the link in the description and join now for just £3 a month and help support the only podcast for county fans by county fans.
All that plus exclusive early announcements and anything else we can think of. That was alright, wasn't it?
It was. I'm just not sure about the R. Kelly thing.
I think we need to shorten
I also noticed...
It feels like it's shortening.
No. Do you say that about I Am the Resurrection? Do you say that? I like the first 5 minutes, but there's no need for the other 4.5 minutes. I think that's solid gold.
I like the radio edit. No, I never say that
Those are-
about it.
They're the worst people on earth, aren't they? They're just.
Yeah.
Oh God! I did also notice that you on last week's pod you mentioned about my gig being cancelled and that I might be along any minute. I was
Yeah.
not in any. Yeah, I was
Oh,
3
was you
sheets to
not?
win by then.
Oh, was
Yeah.
you? Right.
I was day drinking, wasn't I? I was white girl wasted, as the kids say nowadays.
Right. No, I just thought you
Yeah.
might have done. I thought you might have sneaky come and said hello. But there you go.
No, I was already in town, wasn't I? I was in Bunny Jackson's having beers and wings.
Oh, was you? Beers, that's a new
Yeah.
thing, isn't it? Yeah. Is it
Yeah.
cheeky? Is it a cheeky place to go? Is that a thing anymore?
Not when I'm there. Not when I'm there.
No.
The cheekiness from the room evaporates the minute I fall in there.
And everything
Come
goes
on,
grey.
Should we go? Yeah. No longer in colour.
Before we get our guest out, just to remind everybody, obviously you just heard the Patreon video. We've got our Etsy shop as well, which some people have been buying some stuff. So thank you if you bought something. It's really appreciated. Really helps us grow the podcast. And the mugs are still there to be ordered. And I will drop them off. Ryan, I still need to drop yours off. Don't start slagging me off in the comments. Thank you very much. Because I know he will do.
Anyway.
Yeah, he will anyway.
Regardless, I don't think the mugs are factor in the slagging off.
It's probably not.
Is this Ryan Harwood? He didn't slag you off when I
Yes.
was out with him the other week. We were tripping the like fantastic in Basque. We were.
Yeah.
He did not slag you off. I can.
With his extraordinarily short yellow tie, I saw.
Do you know what? He turned up in his shirt and tie, and you know what the first thing he said to me was, "I've got my dinner down it." 'Cause he had like gravy down his white shirt. So I thought he was a City fan for a second. They like gravy, don't they?
They
We all like gravy. Northern boys love gravy.
Northern boys do love gravy. I love it. I love gravy, me.
We love
do.
gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's good in it. I like it so thick that the spoon stands up in it.
Yeah. Should we talking about different gravy? Should we get our guest out?
Smooth.
Ooh. You'll all know him. I don't need to introduce him. Still filming. Hello. I get the feeling that everybody's a bit disappointed because I sort of built you up a bit there, and it's you.
Different gravy, Davy. We could go with. couldn't we?
Oh, I like it. Yeah. Davey.
I mean, he's writing his own nicknames now. He's got his feet firmly under the table.
How are we all?
Good. Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. I'm just disappointed I missed the chat about Ryan and his tie. Absolute gimp. Can't
Just
believe
seen the
it.
state of it. Never seen anything like it.
Surprised it wasn't a clip on.
I did mean to check, but I couldn't stand up. So
Strap on tie.
that's definitely a different thing.
That's a different podcast.
That's
Yeah.
included.
But we used to. I'm sure when we were in the 90s, ties were that short. Weren't they? Everybody had ties that short. Do they still do them that short these days at schools and stuff?
Well, you get peanutted, don't you? You pull the. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
the mime isn't really helping what I'm trying to
No.
describe, but people on the video are going to be thinking, "What?" If people are watching this on mute right now, they're thinking, "Got it? What? 8
It's
minutes
took a turn.
55 in, and it's already generated."
It took a turn.
It's been back for 8 minutes.
Right. Lots of people saying, "Is it Monday yet?" We'll get to that. Should we talk about Saturday just gone first, the Leighton Orient match? A few things to talk about there. Not least beating Leighton Orient on their own patch, having been champions. 3 decent goals and a debut for a 16-year-old. Can we talk about the actual occasion first? Because I can't work out whether it's a good result because we beat them, battered them, outplayed the champions on their own patch, or they weren't interested because they were champions.
No, let's nip this in the bud straight away. They played very well, I thought. I thought they played very well, but I thought we were excellent defensively. And there was a few times where they got in behind. They got in behind Chris Hussey a couple of times. Despite that being probably his best game for us, he did get found wanting for pace at the back a couple of times, and they got in behind, and we were equal to it. I thought there was plenty. They had plenty of opportunities to get back into it, and we stood firm. I think it was a fantastic performance, and I don't think the fact that they've been on the piss all week or they were already on the beach. I don't think that comes into it because it's the same conversation people are having about Tranmere. I've seen people on the Northampton message board saying, well, Tranmere aren't going to try because they're going to want to play Stockport next season because it's more money for them. It's like,
What?
you
What?
mental? Like,
Who said
But
that?
they're on TV being watched by like 1 million people, and the contracts up for grabs, and scouts are going to be watching and stuff. It's like, of course they're going to go for it. It's ridiculous that no, I don't understand the world anymore.
Yeah.
No, I thought
think
we
as
were
well.
good. I thought it was very good.
The lifting the trophy that day, they're not going to want to have lost, are they? They were the one
No,
to have
exactly.
won
I
and
agree.
then lift the trophy.
Yeah.
I think the key was took our early chances that we've not done a lot of times this season, and then that set the
Exactly.
tone for the game. Then, and if there was a mistake, which there wasn't, then we've covered ourselves. But yeah, like you say, Hussey, I think mentioned for Connor Evans as well, not just Saturday, but since he's come back, he's come up with some really important goals. And
Yeah.
he's not big, but he scored his second or third header now. Quality.
Yeah. There's lots of when he came back, in particular on Twitter, there was loads of people saying, "Oh, why have we brought him back? He's not going to get in this team." But he's properly contributed, hasn't he? Fair
There's some
play to the
weirdos
lad.
on Twitter, though, Russ.
I was gutted for him in a weird way because I didn't think
Yeah.
he was going to play, and he was playing at Notts County. So I thought leave him there just so he can play. So I'm glad that he's been given a chance and that he's taken it because he could. Well, we've only got one, maybe a few games left, but he's going to be key if we do have to play again after Monday.
By the sounds of it, he's had a bit of a struggle. So obviously, moving far away from where he was previously and far away from where he's actually from. By all accounts, he's a bit shy. He's one of the quieter members of the squad, so he's found it a bit tough. So massive credit to him for coming in at such a and this is what we've been saying all season, that there's going to be players who are going to come up big for us that you might not expect at that point, and it's happening. Like Stretton and Alafe making a difference when maybe it took them a bit of a while to get up to speed, but they both look like they've been playing for ages now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Goal of the season contender, Camps?
It's up there. It's a bit late because they've already done it.
Oh, well, I know,
Yeah,
yeah.
they have.
They just tack it on the end. Goal of season 2.0.
I don't think it was good. It was as good as Sarcevic at Mansfield.
No,
but having said that, I voted for Hippolyte against Carlisle at home. That Madden pass.
Yeah, same. What did you vote for, Russ?
I voted for Sars away at Mansfield.
Yeah.
I can't remember the Hippolyte one, to be honest with you.
Madden, quality pass out of nowhere. He was facing the pop side and reverse passed it, and then Hippolyte ran through and slotted it in.
It was lovely. Well, clearly it's left a great impression on Russ.
Leighton Orient then. JK from last week. Everyone knows JK now, don't they? Early goals, the key. Yeah, because it's totally knocked the stuffing out of him. I mean, I wasn't in the ground, so I can't possibly comment on the Orient fans this time, Boonab. But yeah, that's going to take the wind out of the sails, isn't it? Dead early on. Yeah. Their party atmosphere is just going to go kaput in it straight away.
Yeah, I didn't hear that choir that they had piping up much after that. Gimps. Imagine having a choir. Two things that don't belong together: choirs and football.
No, I suppose not. What were they
you
singing?
Always have like some shite. I don't know. Because you always have like all these. So you had like the military wives choir. That, like got to number one and stuff. Like that Vicky McClure has done like a dementia choir. And maybe they should have like a pissed up football fans choir. We should go on Britain's Got Talent.
They had one, didn't they? They sung that Savage Garden song in a pub.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah. Oh, Dave's gone.
Oh, I mean,
but yeah.
With the mention of Savage Garden, I was all tempted to go. I'll be quite honest with you. Really upset me.
But yeah, they did have that. Yeah, but I thought that was a bit of a parody, wasn't it? Oh, he's back. Well, he's not back yet.
Browser just closed. That was the weirdest thing ever. Sorry about that.
You do that.
You know, got like automatic browser closing for certain events, have you?
Yeah, but not with this one.
Yeah, lots of comments coming through. Joe Lewis was sensational again. I don't know where it's coming from. You know, we're fourth in the league. The stats are saying that everything's positive at both ends, and you still I just don't get it. People digging into these players.
Well, we talked about Evans struggling to settle off the pitch, and I think Lewis kind of was a victim of us being poor at the start of the season and not really having a defence filled with new players, and he was a victim of that. But I was very surprised when I saw that he was playing left centre back. I was extremely surprised by that. But obviously, Challinger's interview after, he said it was it Smith, their right winger, was one for doing a bit of an iron robbing and cutting inside, and he thought Lewis was the best man to deal with it, and he did.
There you go. And it's these things that, as fans, when we see the lineup coming out at 2:00, we don't. You don't get that level of unless you actually know the players and know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're not gonna really know that, are you? I did see quite a lot of this is either going to be disaster or a Charlie masterclass when the team came out.
It takes me. Do you remember when we played Brackley away in the National League North? Well, no, we don't because it didn't happen. We're just blanking it out. And I remember Gannon played. He had Courtney Meppen Walters as like a number 10. And people
scored
said,
2, didn't he, that night?
And he scored 2. He scored 2 and we won 3-0 at Brackley. It's just it's that sort of masterclass. And for all the talk of players improving, there's been a massive improvement in Challinger's game management, I think, as well. In terms of, I think people were critical, possibly rightly early in the season, of it taking him quite a while to make changes during a game. But in recent weeks, that's not been the case. We've been a lot more proactive with the changes. I think he knows who he trusts and who he doesn't now. He knows what changes he can make, and it's coming together nicely. More of that, please.
It is. As I was being a media whore on the EFL, on an EFL podcast with Gab Sutton, he asked me how far do I think Charlie could take County, and does it match the ambitions of the chairman? It sounds like some sort of football manager, doesn't it? You know, when you get in the press, are your ambitions matched by the chairman? Yes, slightly positive. And I said to him, I reckon he could take us into the championship if he learns along the way himself. And there's no reason why he wouldn't or can't, because he's played at that level before. I know that
everyone's learning along the way, aren't they? I mean, how many players have we got where this is their first season playing at this level? We've got people behind the scenes who are learning how to run a football club along the way and doing very well for people learning how to run a football club. And it's the same for the management. Keep going like that, yeah. Just think where we could be this time next year.
What are you learning, Nick?
I'm learning a lot about myself. No, it's not good. I won't lie to you. But...
okay. What about you, Dave? Have you learned anything?
Be patient, I've learned. It's a bad start. We've been a County fan for over 20 years. I know we always have a bad start, but every season it annoys me every time. But yeah, just be patient because we'll get better. And even if we don't, it's a great journey we're on. So yeah, that's what I've learned this year, I reckon.
Yeah, we do have good starts.
I've only ever called for. We do, yeah. I think I'm glad you said that, because I think I'm quite patient. Although Russ is thinking now, well, no, he's definitely not. But I've only ever called for 2 managers to be sacked in my time watching County.
There's only ever been 3, haven't there, in your time watching County? No, I'm joking. There's been more than that.
I jumped on the boat. Well, someone Neil Young took over and someone launched a podcast, and I was like, well, I'm going to pretend to support County so I can host a semi-popular podcast, and I'm going to get the names wrong of like County legends like on a live podcast. That's me. layers to that.
Layers.
Neil Young and Simon Rusk, in case you're wondering.
Oh right, yeah. Eladis, where can I find the Gab Sutton podcast you mentioned? I think only on Twitter. I think if you look for Gab Sutton on Twitter, I don't know where else he publishes it. He probably does somewhere. I don't know.
He's happy, isn't that Gab Sutton? Not as happy as Matt Farley from Stevenage, but he's almost.
Yeah, no one's as happy as.
Well, no
one's as happy as Matt Farley. Gab Sutton is happy, but he's I don't know who he supports, but he's a generalist, isn't he? But he knows a lot about a lot of the clubs, so he knew loads about Will Collar as we moved into League Two. So he definitely does his homework. He's a good lad. I like him. I like going on there.
I think he likes you as well, Russ. So well done.
Oh, let's
Maybe
think
you
so.
and him should do a podcast. You should do it. You'd be good doing like an EFL podcast. Research things.
Yeah. Yeah, good one. Steve B didn't want Kalasic sacked.
No, I'd mentally checked out by then. I got to that point because I got to the point where I was like, well, he's not even the manager. He's just some poor chump that they're wheeling up there while McKnight and Fern do everything. I wanted McKnight sacked.
Mm.
I told him so. I told him to his face. None of this keyboard warrior nonsense. I told him to his face. I said, "Oi, McKnight, piss off." And he did.
I want you sacked.
18 months later, just like that. 18 months later, he's gone.
This isn't the feature that I mentioned, by the way. Which managers did you want sacked?
Yeah, I've got a list.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know for me. What about you, Dave? Which ones, apart from the obvious, was there any that you wanted sacking?
Oddly, I didn't want Russ sacked, and when I look back at that, it's worse than wanting some people sacked. That Ian Bogey as well. I didn't like him.
Did you not? I don't
No.
think he was given a fair crack of the whip, though, was he? I don't think.
No,
I
just
mean,
didn't
the
like
job
him.
wasn't what was sold to him, was it?
No,
he was
exactly, yeah.
sold the job of a full-time club, and then it was, well, you've got to travel from Newcastle for training twice a week, and this is how we're doing it now. And we've got
Yeah.
to sign players from a region that you don't know. What chance has he got?
Yeah.
True. I didn't want him sacked, but I thought Paul Simpson got a rough time of it as well.
I was going to
He was-
say, I didn't think he should have been sacked.
I
No.
agree.
No, especially with what if we sacked him and replaced him with Ray Mathias, then it might have been all right. But we didn't. We pissed around.
Mm,
As much as Peter Ward is a legend, he's not a manager, as we found out.
correct. Carlton Palmer was the
Carlton
only other.
Palmer
Yeah.
was, yeah. I was too young to understand all that stuff then. No, really. I was just, yeah. I was just, oh well, because we were League One then as well. I was like, well, this is our level as far as I'm concerned, because we were League One when I first started watching. So I was never properly screaming for him, and he was nice to me when I met him.
Yeah, well, I think he's been pretty.
That's for
I think he's been pretty sort of magnanimous, hasn't he, on the different podcasts he's been on. He sort of rationally explained why he did what he did, Palmer, which you can't disagree with when he explains it the way he does. But
he's
just
another one who took the job under
yeah,
certain promises, and then it became a different job.
yeah. They
So
were just, I think a lot of him was sold a pup. Ryan Moore, yeah, good shout. Adnan Chirac wasn't a manager, but he should have been sacked. I like that one. Well done. Back to the Leyton Orient match then. We've gone off a bit on a tangent there. Ashton Mee made his debut, 16 years old.
doesn't it sound like it should be like a tram stop near Denton? Oh, you're going Curzon away. Yeah, you need to get off. Don't get off at Ashton Central. Get off at Ashton Mee.
Yeah, I can see what you've done there. Yeah,
that really excites me. Like, imagine being away to the. He's probably, been told he's in the squad to almost make up the numbers on the bench. And could he have thought at that point he's actually going to get a game? He was as Phil County pointed out to me on Twitter. He was born after the Arctic Monkeys released their debut album.
yeah. Doesn't that make you feel old?
That put 10 years on my life.
Yeah. Ian Dowden says born 2005. Yeah. Do you think he was?
No, it would have been later than that, because if he's 16, he's 16. He's born in.
Oh yeah, be 18 now, wouldn't he? Yeah.
No, he's not 18. He's famously 16.
So you're wrong, Ian. He's famously 16.
Yeah.
But on him, do you really think he was just there on the bench to make up the numbers and then he threw him on? I don't think that's.
I don't think
Well,
Chalner
I
would do
think-
that. Not in a game
No.
like that.
No, I
No.
think there was a hope that we'd be able to get him on. Certainly, but going away to the champions, you're expecting the game to be fairly close, where you're going to be bringing your proven
experience.
game changers on. So but it's a thing we've done for a while. Gannon did it a lot. He like especially in big games, cup games.
Yeah.
Something I do on Football Manager as well. So
Yeah.
all the great
Who's it who
managers
came
do it.
on and made the debut against West Ham? Now at Brighton, I think.
Yeah.
Hinchy.
Hinchy?
Yeah. Got to swap shirts with Declan Rice.
Well, they weren't allowed to actually swap shirts really because of COVID. So Rice sent him one.
Oh,
in
he
the
sent him
post.
one, didn't he? Yeah. And in a few months' time, only one of those is going to be at a Premier League club. Well, Rice is going to leave West Ham, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Yeah. But hasn't Hinchy left Brighton now? I thought he'd moved somewhere else.
Or is he? I don't know.
Has he?
Yeah.
They're dead to me when they leave.
So somebody will confirm it. I think he's moved on somewhere else.
No, his current team, Brighton. I've googled it.
What was it?
Yeah.
Who's the one that's not where they went then? Could be any
Google
footballer.
wouldn't
that.
lie.
No.
Google won't lie because they
The
don't lie
internet.
about the taxes. So,
but yeah, it's almost the perfect situation, isn't it? Where you were 3-0 up away at the champions, and you can bring on your 16-year-old. That's rather than having to bring him on. I don't know, 1-1 when you trying to get the last minute winner or whatever. But yeah, good.
Yeah.
Where does he play, by the way? I know he came on. He played in the Papa John's, didn't he? I read. I think I seem to read. I think I seem to have read.
okay, yeah,
Against Shrewsbury. Was it against Shrewsbury when we were already out? I think
Right.
right there.
that shows how much attention I paid to that competition.
Yeah, same. I
And he
didn't go
plays
to
in
any of
midfield,
those
I
games.
think.
I don't take many moral stands, but that's one I'm very proud of.
Yeah, if they dropped the under-23s team, you'd go back, wouldn't you? I definitely would.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah. I mean, look
Yeah.
at the joy we had in that competition in the 90s
know,
when it was a
yeah.
proper competition. Bring back the Anglo-Italian Cup as well.
Yes.
Do you know they stopped that when we got to the championship? Remember,
Did they?
I remember after the whirlwind of 96, 97, I thought, oh God, not only are we going to be in the championship, but we get to play like Italian teams and then back. No, you're not.
No.
And then there's that Scottish Cup, isn't there, where they let some National League teams in as well as Welsh and Irish. That stopped when as soon as we were one of the qualifying teams, they're like, no, we're not doing that.
That'd have been good, that wouldn't it?
Livid.
Yeah,
that would have been great. That
definitely gone up for that.
Falkirk away in like July.
Oh, that'd have been cracking. That
definitely.
And all we got back then was the Isle of Man trophy, Isle of Man tour.
Oh yeah, we used to always do that, didn't we, Isle of Man?
Yeah.
There were the days. And there was the Ibiza tour, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Where someone nearly died.
Mm.
I think didn't a linesman get like savagely assaulted and stuff. You can get down there. Carry on.
Yeah.
Back to Lane Orient.
Well, over to games that don't matter. I mean, the B team game happened this week. 5-2 defeat to Man City. Cody Johnson played. We don't need to talk about Crankshaw and Quigley. I don't think they're going to be with us next season.
I feel sorry, in particular for Quigley. Like, it must be a bit. You know, when you're a professional footballer and you're having to train with the kids, but then having to do it in front of a crowd as well when it's obvious, it must be tough. I don't know, but yeah, he scored an own goal as well, didn't he? Apparently, Quigley, I believe.
His last goal in a county shirt be an own goal in a B team game.
Fantastic. I'll choose to remember the Bolton game, I think.
Yeah, same.
That's my memory of it. Yeah, one of the all-time great centre-forward performances that we've seen, I think.
Yeah.
Bolton, not the one last night.
Yeah.
Just on Cody Johnson, who also played. I was reading something. He's been on loan at Banbury, and I was reading something like a review of him, and they couldn't praise him. Couldn't big him up high enough. He's absolutely class. They're going to miss him, but they reckon he's going to go all the way to the top. I mean, I know it's Banbury United saying that, but you can't get higher praise than that, can you?
No.
They play good football, them. I've watched a fair bit of the highlights this season since he's joined. And, well, by the sound of it, we've handpicked them because of the style of football they play. And we've gone to them and said, do you want these lads on loan? Ethan Pye, as well, has just cleaned up. He won an award at Gateshead, and he's going to be playing at Wembley in the FA Trophy final against some ex-teammates at Halifax.
Yeah, but he didn't just win any trophy. He won the Players' Player.
Players' Player of the Year.
Yeah, and that's for any footballer in the season awards. That's obviously apart from the Ballon d'Or and stuff like that. That your club football.
That's a couple of years off yet.
Yeah, for Ethan Pye, maybe. Yeah. 24 months, I'd say he's in with a chance.
I'm having it next year, and then
Ethan Pye.
That's fair enough, and it's my last chance. I think we found our left centre back for next season. There, I think it's going to be Pye and Hussey. I think I know Hussey's out of contract at the end of the season, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's the way we go. I think he's, by the sound of it, from what I've heard, he's capable of the step up. It's nice to have these problems. But yeah, I did see the same review you saw, Dave, where he'd reviewed all the Banbury loan players, and yeah, he mentioned that the Cruyff turn should be renamed the Cody turn, which I'm fully on board with. That's what I call it when I'm doing it in my garden. Bringing my nephew past me. Get it down. Have that.
What Banbury, National League South, are they? Or are they one
North.
below that?
Oh, north, yeah.
I think they're they're one of the most northern southern teams, so they ended up in the north.
Ah.
Is it like Oxford way?
Yeah.
It's one of those places that I couldn't tell you where it is, like Peterborough and Oxford and stuff like that.
I'll tell you how I know this. My head office where I work for is in Chipping Norton, right? Where Jeremy Clarkson's farm is. So when
Jeremy
we go down there, we
Clarkson,
get the train to Banbury. So that's where it is, near Chipping Norton. So I bet Cody Johnson loved it in that posh area of the world.
Yeah. Did you get to ride a cock horse to Banbury Cross as the nursery rhyme? So,
Yeah, I did actually, yeah.
yeah. I mean that's a reference that I never thought I'd be breaking out, to be honest. Ryan Moore says, "Are the club going to have enough numbers to put Ethan Pye's number on the back?" See, we did that joke, but I'm quite happy to see it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. If you don't get it, ask your maths teacher.
Yeah, interesting. They finished 17th in the National League North. Pretty good. Yeah.
That was an interesting last day in the National League North as well.
Yeah. Was it
Chorley
Chorley?
dropped from 4th to 12th in the space of about a minute.
Yeah.
It's silly.
Oh,
F you,
God, they
Chorley.
did.
Scarborough scored a goal in the last minute that would put them in the playoffs. The player ran the full length of the pitch celebrating, and while he was doing so, Gloucester scored in their game and leapfrogged them. Just fantastic scene. I mean, as much as we might get to see some amazing scenes next week, I don't think anything's ever going to rival some of the last day drama we saw in non-league. Fantastic.
Hey, Monday could top it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not
Yes.
going to know if Northampton score because someone can't get any reception in the ground these days. I can't. I'm not going to have a clue of what's going on in Northampton Tranmere. I have to depend on other people. I might bring a radio.
I was going to say, take a wireless. Let's
Wireless.
move on. Let's
I can't
move
take
on
a
to
wired one because I know how to plug it in. Me going down our Castle Road with like the longest extension line ever.
Let's move on to the Hartlepool match then. Monday. What's happening Monday, Nick? Anything decent?
Yeah, we're getting promoted, mate.
Should we go on to the whole? Let's talk about the whole day of
Should we
Monday.
go chronologically? So I'm going to get up about 8:15. Cheeky coffee.
Oddly specific. 8:15.
Breakfast Guinness. And then yeah, I'm the Bagara statue unveiling is of course at 9:50 a.m. with the Uruguayan just the Uruguayan ambassador, standard. Where do you think they're going to take him? Do you reckon they're going to take the Uruguayan ambassador in like the Bobby or something?
Pineapple.
But yes, we will be doing a special live build-up pod. So I'll be nipping down for the statue unveiling, and then we're going to get in Basque from about 11. Did we say, Russ? Do a little 45-minute build-up show, and if you're in Basque, come and join us. Come and give us your thoughts.
Yes.
No one wants to hear our thoughts.
No, we'll be inviting, just like we did pre-Halifax last season, we'll be inviting people to join us on the podcast.
We're only doing it because we did it before Halifax and we won. So
yeah,
if we went up, didn't we? So if we don't do it, and then we'll forever be haunted by it.
Yeah, and to be honest, I'd rather just be going to the match and having a drink, not doing a pod. But we've got to do it because we did it last season.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I'm assuming it'll be the same as last year. It'll be us two doing a little show. And then you'll say, "Oh, Nick, I'm just going to go and chat to some people. Can you hold the fort?" And then I'll just hold the fort until it finishes. Well, you go and drink and schmooze with your friends. That's fine.
Schmooze.
Do fry up in Bath, don't they? You're going to have one.
There's what?
Yes.
Do a fry up in Bath now. So Benji tweeted this morning.
I don't know if I get a full fry up. I don't think it's a knife and fork kind of day. I don't think it's fry up though, innit? Get egg down me.
I was gonna say you can't have two breakfasts, can you? Your Guinness breakfast and then a fry up.
If you fucking watch me, mate. Don't you tell me what I can and can't do.
How's your day gonna go, Dave?
I'm not decided if I'm gonna go to the unveiling yet, just because I'm not sure if I'll be allowed out that early. I'll be completely honest with you, lads. So I'll probably need to get together about 10:30. Have a few beers in the courtyard, meet my brother, meet a few of the boys. And then, I'm just so nervous because it's not in our control. I hate the fact that we can win and not go up. Like last year, we had to win, and we knew if we win, that was enough.
Mm.
But
Mm.
I'm not going to come on to the fixtures. Tranmere have only lost 6 games at home all season, and I just think they're going to do us a favour. We're going to be 3-0 up, coasting. Connor Jennings is going to come on. He's going to score one, make it 3-1, and as he scores, Tranmere are going to go 1-0 up, and it's going to be pandemonium again. People on the edge of the pitch. It'll be class. I hope so. I hope anyway.
I want Hartlepool 1 up early on, and Northampton 1 up early on, and then I want the. I've spent too much time talking to Ben Walker. I want the jeopardy now. I want us to kick ourselves in the bollocks at some point during the evening. But nothing's gonna be as what's the word? Jeopardous. It's the word now. Fucking we're having it. Nothing's going to be as jeopardous as the last few weeks of last season. So anything's. I just don't want to have to go to Wembley because it's 12:30 on a Sunday. That is no time to be going to Wembley. There's quite a possibility that it might end up being a Sky job for me if we go to Wembley. So I'd rather we just get it done.
What?
Yeah, it's the same week as Arctic Monkeys, isn't it? And Elton John's on that week as well. So I'm doing both of them. It's like pennies only stretch so far.
Mm. I mean, if it's down to money, yeah. But
I'll be selling me Elton John ticket.
Well, I'm selling the kidney.
I'm still standing. I'm going to Wembley. So I'll be saying.
So you're not in Bath then on Monday, Dave?
Well, I might pop in.
But think
on the way past.
The struggle I've got, and it's a first world problem. I have this thing about I don't want to go to the ground to have to come back and then go to the ground again. Do you know what I mean? Unveiling, back to Basque. So I do that all the time. You know, like when you're planning a route. I hate having to cut back on myself to go somewhere else.
Yeah,
it just seems like a waste, doesn't it? So I'll be in Basque.
I want to take the atmosphere in. It's going to be classy in the courtyard.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I go past Bath, if we get the bus, then I'll pop in for one. Come and say hello. Make it 2 in a week, and then go to the ground.
Yeah. Is it? Are our opponents? Have they canned the fancy dress now?
Yeah, I was really looking forward to some like sad-looking Power Rangers on the way down to the station. I was so excited. But some of them are coming as cowboys.
Power Rangers.
It's going to make it even better because some of them are doing. In fact, there was a poll on one of their Hartlepool Facebook groups, and some of them have decided to come as cowboys. So it's going to be like 20 cowboys and just 180 sad people in normal clothes, in their own clothes, non-uniform day.
You couldn't possibly go anywhere dressed up when you got relegated to non-league the week before. Yeah. Especially as it's against the manager who took you up to then cock it up.
Who your current chairman is now blaming pretty much.
Mental
for
that interview was bonkers. Just full on like it was like the type of thing you'd see like Boris Johnson doing or something. Just deflecting and lying and deflecting and lying. So weird. And this is a fan base that want answers. Just not getting them off him.
It was odd. Very, very odd. Let's wrap up the fixtures then by talking about the other fixtures. So Tranmere against Bradford, just touched on it. Tranmere only lost 6 at home. Bradford have only lost 6.
Northampton.
Tranmere, Northampton, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Tranmere, Northampton. Did I say couplets? What did I say? Bradford. I do apologise. Yeah, Tranmere, Northampton on Monday. Before that, Crewe, Bradford tonight. And then they've got Leyton Orient on Saturday at home of Bradford. So Bradford are kind of in the discussion, aren't they? But they've got a turnover and 9-goal swing.
Yeah, we have to lose. Let's not discount the thought of them turning over after what happened in this league last season.
Yeah,
can we not discount the fact that they might overturn a 9-goal swing? I
know, but Crewe aren't going to play with the kids, are they?
That's the most unfortunate thing ever said on this show. Oh, was that deliberate?
Well, no, because that's what happened last season. That's what happened last season with
that's
Stockport.
what happened for about 40 years. If you believe
no, but that's what happened last season.
Episode title. So just make a note of that. Thank you.
So it's interesting though, because Bradford have only lost 5 away, got a really good second best away record in the division. So, all right, they could win. Say they win and they get themselves on level points with us. They've still got the massive goal difference. That's worth a point in it. And then they've got a hope that we lose and Northampton lose to have a chance. I just think it's too much for them. I think it's too much for them.
Yeah, it is. It is very much so. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm still on the playing with the kids comment. Nothing. Yeah, it's just sorry, not nearly mature enough to handle something. I mean, if that was deliberate, Russ, well done, mate. If it wasn't, also well done.
No, it had to have been because you didn't laugh like you just said a mistake, and that was I think that was great.
Yeah.
See, Dave knows.
Well, now we know what Russ does all day. I've always wondered.
It just came to me. So yeah, and all this talk of
at night.
like we said, did we say it off air or did we say it earlier on? Tranmere are not gonna just be on the beach against Northampton. They're playing for contracts. They're playing for pride. There's going to be a big crowd there. I would have thought.
You'd imagine the 4 members of Half Man Half Biscuit will be there. So I know I'd want to please Half Man Half Biscuit. So I'd imagine the Tranmere play as well.
Yeah, and that old referee's going to be there as well, isn't he?
Mike Dean.
Mike Dean will be there. Yeah,
celebrity referee.
And Challoner and Hill are Tranmere legends, aren't they?
Yes.
So they're going to want to do them a favour.
Yes, and Clint Hill is being very strongly linked with the manager's job there as well.
Yes.
Yes, so they want to do a good performance against the new boss.
Yeah.
Oh, might as well not play it. It's done. We're up.
No point. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna go to sleep in a box filled with straw and just wake me up when the fixtures for League One are out.
Okay.
Box filled with straw. What?
He means he's
hibernating.
Oh right, yeah.
Russ, you've used up all your brain power on that.
It's like, why a box filled with straw? Yeah, get it now. Get it. Anything more about the fixtures that are coming up then? Or are there any of the results? Good month in April. Been nominated. Charlie's been nominated for Manager of the Month, hasn't he? And Hussey for Player of the Month.
Hussey's been great. Since he's got his steady position, left. I know he didn't play there Saturday, but left centre back, he's just been quality. Got a wonderful left foot on him. I think I saw something. We've scored the most headed goals either in the league or anywhere in England in the top.
Just about to say that. So I've got. Let me just get this up. So yeah, in the top 4 leagues, we're first. 22 headed goals we've scored. Second is Mansfield and Stevenage with 18. And you have to go down to 15 for a Premier League team, which is Tottenham. So, yeah, we scored 4 more headed goals this season than anyone else.
Nice, good record to have.
Another little bit of a stat. There's only 6 teams in the top 4 tiers are yet to lose a home game in 2023, and we are one of those. Alongside the 2 shite up the road, 2 lots of shite up the road, Liverpool, Ipswich, and Sheffield Wednesday, who are mostly, apart from one, are teams that are having very successful seasons. So
Sheffield Wednesday bottled it, haven't they? I think they're in the playoffs now.
They are in the playoffs, yeah.
Ipswich I can't see them winning them now, bottling it like that. I can't.
No, if you drop out of it, that's it. That's why I'm happy with where we are. Obviously on a good run of form, but we've never been in the top 3 for a good period of time and lost momentum.
One game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? I know we're not in League One yet, either this season or next or whenever, but when you look at the top 6 or 7 clubs in League One, there's some good clubs there, isn't there? They're the ones you want to be mixing with, aren't they?
Yeah.
If we go up and then Sheffield Wednesday win the playoffs, I'm going to be fuming.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Sheffield Wednesday. I didn't go when we played them.
No, me neither.
Gutted.
I've been to see the Hillsborough Memorial, but I've never been on a match day. I'd love proper ground. We'll probably that's the thing though. If we won't go up and they won't go up, and then we'll get them in the Papa John's away.
Yeah.
What do I do? But that'd be horrible. Like 600 people rattling around in there.
Won't be the same.
No.
Good stuff, tremendous stuff. In fact, should we move on to our new feature since we've done the Danny Bergara statue, or do you want to talk a bit more about the Danny Bergara statue?
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Nick?
I've not seen the statue.
Ooh.
I've seen pictures of the statue, and it's perfect. I'm not just saying. Obviously, they've been in close consultation with the family when it was when Hannah first started work on it. The family and the co-op came back saying, "Can you change this? Can you change that? This will be more fitting." And she's done it all. And it's absolutely spot on. It's going to go down very well, I think. And I know people like to joke about the Ronaldo statue. It's honestly one of the best footballer statues I've seen. Really, really good. Yeah, it's going to look very impressive. So the plinth was put up saying, well, the statue's up now, and they've got the I was tempted to go and like have a little pick up the cloth, but now, yeah, it's going to go down well. That
Nice. No, that's really good. It's all been paid for now. That's all. No, nothing owing on it.
So they're still taking donations for it because there's additional costs for lighting and the likes, which the club have paid for with the co-op paying it back. So there's still little bits to do, but yeah. So obviously, as we have been doing, we'll put the link in the episode description, and any donations to that, I'm sure, will be gratefully accepted by the co-op.
About time we had a statue, and very fitting that it's Danny Bergara, I think.
Yep. Start on the gym one next. I'm gonna set up the just giving now. I don't think John Giles will fancy doing it now. I think he's done with his statue fundraising. He's probably going to go and lie down in the darkened room.
On the subject of gym, when the railway end gets done, I saw someone on Twitter the other day mention that stand should be named after him. It got me thinking. It probably should. Well, it definitely should. But do you think it will?
It's a good question. I mean, if you had a vote on it, I think I think something should be. I mean, he led us 3 times and got us out of our darkest days.
Signing.
Yeah, I mean, player and return. Yeah. If you think about his playing career and his managerial career, yeah.
Well, I mean, they're not going to put it to a vote because we know what happens when the general public are asked to vote for things. apart from Boaty McBoatface, that was brilliant, and they didn't honour it. So this is what happens. This is what you get.
No, I think something should be done.
I think we should call it the Rush Johnson end.
Or the Nick Lee Lounge. How about a lounge after you?
Yeah. I wouldn't mind. I'd like a lounge. Is very me. Yeah.
Yeah. The Dave Philbin photo booth. Like in bottom of Cheadland.
The Dave Philbin Memorial Urinals.
Change it into that one.
Something that I did say I'd mention, actually, I've just remembered. There is did you see it, Dave? There was, whoever's been in the Cheadland, there is a app to tap.
Yes.
Beer machine in the courtyard and in the Cheadland.
It's on the Cheadland as well.
Yeah. So you can beat the queues. What you need to do is install the app to tap. That's APP2TAP. And obviously you confirm your age. You need to photo ID. Do this before Monday so you can do it. Obviously, I did it quickly because I had my license on me and things. But do it before Monday. Check it. It confirms your age. Put your bank details in. Go up to it. Scan the barcode through the app, and it automatically lets you dispense the right amount of beer into a plastic cup, which is fantastic. And it knows if you've got too much froth. Don't ask me how it knows. It's probably sensors, I guess. Technology.
If it notices that you've got too much froth, does like a flake pop out of the machine?
I think that it was in there initially for the Newport game, not open, but they were doing demos on it. And honestly, they just had water connected, and it was mad. It just stopped. And water's at the top, and there's just a little loop that goes over the top, so it should overflow, but it doesn't.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Yeah,
I was amazed. It doesn't take a lot to amaze you, but I was amazed.
Yeah. So, Phil, like, can you use season ticket discount on it? No, I don't think you can, but you'll beat the queue. So that's the point.
It's better than any discount, isn't it?
Yeah. So I think it's a really good idea, and he's local. They're a local company. I think they're putting it in county first. So just a good idea, I think.
Next step should be people with the backpack full of beer, where they just come round and do your pint
Oh,
festival.
I think it
That'd
should,
be a dream, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And then some little sketchy fella selling ease in the corner. That'll be the next step. Let's go full festival at county. Some sketchy scouser.
I like it. Right. Let's move on to the new feature. Before we do that, just after this, just listen to this short message. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. And for the audio podcast, please rate, review, and recommend us on whatever podcast player you are listening to us on. Cheers, thank you. There we go. So we've got a new feature that we're going to do every week, probably based around if we remember to do it every week. But we'll put it we'll add it to the agenda. So we'll get a jingle for this. But what we're going to call it is Get in the Reses. It's obviously reservoirs behind county.
Thanks for us for clearing that up.
Some people, we've got an international audience. Some people might not know. Just before we do this, I'll tell you a very quick story about someone at work. Right, there's this lady at work, and she asked me to contribute to a blog piece for work. Right, and I said, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah, cybersecurity, IT, blah blah blah." Hobbies. Oh, I'll go watch Stockport County. You can find me at Edgeley Park most weekends. And she replied privately by email and went, "Oh, you go to Edgeley Park? I go to Edgeley Park with my son all the time. We love it there." And I'm thinking, yeah, I go to watch the football. I don't go to actual Edgeley Park that's just down the road from what I'm talking about.
And why would you go to, if you're going to a park, why would you go to Edgeley Park when Alexandra Park's next to it?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
She wants taking out back and shooting.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I used to play football in Edgeley Park when I was a kid. So that's the only reason I'd ever go there. Or I ever went there.
It doesn't strike me as big enough to sustain a decent game of football.
No, when you're only little and there's 3 each side or something.
I suppose so, because everything's bigger when you're little, isn't it?
Yeah,
bigger comparatively, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. Get in the reses.
If this is what we like now, what are we going to be like next Wednesday?
I know.
If what we think might happen happens.
Get in the reses. So I want one thing, football related. It doesn't have to be county, that you want to throw into the reses. Into the reses. So Dave, you go first.
Mine is cardboard signs that say "Please can I have your shirt." I want to hit kids, and I don't want to hit kids, right? But if I see one, I want to hit them in the head with a trombone, mate. It just really winds me up because you can hit them and you can do that as well if they get it in twice. But it just really annoys me.
So
because the kids,
come on, what annoys you about it?
The kids couldn't care less if most of them couldn't care less if they had a shirt. It's the dad or the mum that's with them who made the sign. They've made the sign. It's not kids' handwriting. It's not got a little nice picture on. It's a dad's handwriting, probably spelled shirt SHURT because he's stupid. And then the kid gets the shirt once in a million times, and then the dad takes it off him, and the mum takes it off him again. It's found its way into the game. It's found its way into Edgeley Park, where you probably have 3 shirts a season. It's like, yeah, you can have it, mate. No, you can't. It just winds me up. It pisses me off. How a security line it in? Surely a big sign like that. I know you can't do damage, but you could have got lots of paper cuts with it, couldn't you? You could paper cut people, and that is an offensive weapon. So stop letting them into ground. You don't let flares in. Great. Don't let signs in.
Yeah. Can't take a bottle in. Can't take a bottle of drink in.
Nope.
So why do you get to take something that could actually cut people?
Exactly.
Paper cuts.
If it rains and the ink gets wet, then that could be poisonous.
Ink poisoning and paper cuts. The fear is real.
Or if it gets struck by lightning, it sets on fire, burns the ground down.
Yeah. Do they have to? Yeah. You have to go to when you go to away grounds. You have to have a fire certificate for flags.
Yeah.
Where's the fire certificate for the signs?
Yep. Barrow were dead funny about Dave Topton taking his flag in. They nearly didn't let him in with it. And so yeah, don't take signs. You're not allowed to take signs if you're not allowed a great flag like that. Nope.
Spot on.
Nice. Right. So Nick, are you agreeing? Is it going in the reses?
I'm agreed. Yeah. It's like room 101 now, this, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
I about it before.
Yeah.
And make sure we wrap some chains around it as well, so it properly
Make sure we wrap some chains round a sign that says, "Can I have your shirt?"
Chains, not change.
Chains, yeah, that's right. That's what I thought you
Yeah.
said.
Like
Yeah,
they do with dead bodies in like them ITV dramas.
yeah.
Everyone's walking around looking moody. Well, no wonder, because the murder's going on.
I like it. I like it. Good one, Dave. That's a really good one to
Yeah.
you were the first person to ever do this feature on this podcast.
And it's
so-
in the reses. Get it.
and it's in the reses.
Yeah,
Get in the
what a
reses.
start.
Um,
What a start.
Nick, what are you going for this week? We've got our work cut. We need one every week, me and you.
Don't worry. I mean, you wouldn't think so because I'm just such a happy-go-lucky scamp. You wouldn't think that anything
Annoys you.
fazed me. There's a few things on the list. Had to whittle it down.
I only want one though. Yeah, only one.
Well, as the weeks go on, these will be coming. We're not having a break this summer, mate. We're just doing this every week. I plumped for Danny Murphy.
Oh, nice. Yeah, go on. Explain.
We need to.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Really? He just seems to be occupying this void that Mark Lawrenson has vacated. He's just absolutely sick of everything. He's getting paid good money to talk shit about football. And it is shit what he's talking. He's got no insight whatsoever. You'd think if I was getting paid to go and watch some of the best football matches in the world, I'd be loving it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, this is brilliant. Oh, what did you think of that, Danny? Oh, it's great that because I'm just getting paid to watch football, so everything's great. Like, what can possibly be better than that? But he just seems so. I don't know what upsets me more. When they have the FA Cup games on ITV and BBC, so you'll watch one on ITV and they'll have Sam Matterface. That's for another week, and he'll be with either Lee Dixon. Well, Lee Dixon, yeah, that's another week. I'll write that down. Just right. I think it's personalities I'm going for. I think I'm actually wanting to put bodies into the reservoirs, which is worrying. And then you'll switch to the game on BBC, and it'll be either Danny Murphy or Martin Keown. And you just think, the worst thing the BBC did the worst thing Alex Scott did was being so good that she's now hosting stuff because she's possibly the best co-commentator and the best pundit on telly. And we're never going to see her doing that again. And there was a brief 18-month period where I thought, oh, this is the future of like football commentary and punditry. It's going to be, she's going to breathe new life into it. There'll be imitators, people will follow her, people will learn from her, and then we just get Danny Murphy back and she's hosting game shows. And there's just no justice in the world whatsoever. And he's on Talksport as well, Danny Murphy. His rubbish isn't limited to the BBC. It's national.
It takes something to be the biggest bellend in a room when Simon Jordan's in the room, and he is.
Exactly. I mean, Jamie O'Hara on Talksport this week was moaning that Jordan Pickford had the penalty stats on his water bottle and said it gives an unfair advantage. It's like, it's already a free shot at goal from 12 yards and the goalkeeper's not allowed to move off his line.
Yeah. How is that? That's just playing the game, isn't it? Yeah,
absolutely mental.
I see what you mean with Danny Murphy because he's very generic with everything, isn't he? You know when you watch the Football League show and they've got the two pundits sat there and someone gets relegated and they just say, yeah, well, it's going to be tough for them next season, but if they regroup and just get themselves back together, they'll have a good shot at it next year, not knowing that club's just gone, 10-point deduction and gone into administration or whatever. It's all that crap, and it's just generic. It's just generic waffle. That I must admit, I have football on mute most of the time. I really do. I have to play music.
I like to have when there's a game on BBC, you can switch to the 5 Live commentary.
No, they are good. Yes.
Quality.
Conor McNamara.
Quality. Yeah. God amongst men.
Yes.
Well, we're on the subject of commentary and stuff. Obviously, we've got the novelty of a game live on Sky on Monday, which we've not had since. Where's Ben Walker when you need him? When was the last time we were on Sky? Was it the playoff final against Rochdale? Or have we been on since? Were we on in League 2? I seem to remember a game against Tranmere.
Yeah, Tranmere it was.
When was John Barnes their manager at the time?
Was that when we won 1-0 and Vincent scored? Oh, Vincent
Carl
earned
Baker.
a penalty. Carl Baker scored a penalty because Vincent ran.
Scored a penalty.
Yeah, Jamie Vincent.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's got me thinking. Who do you reckon they'll have doing our game next week?
Oh,
Who do you reckon
I don't know the names. I don't know the names anymore.
Well, it's going to be EFL personalities. I'm going to throw a name at you, and it's going to be. I mean, it fucking annoyed me. Joey Barton, because he was
No.
obviously he was involved in the last day thing. He was involved in the whole thing last season on the last day in League Two, where Bristol Rovers went up. He's a personality, and he's a media personality. He's going to annoy me, so you can be sure they're going to do it, just to take the gloss off my day.
Mm.
I can't.
Joby
it's
McAnuff
something
does
that's
it now, doesn't he, on there?
Does Joby McAnuff do it? Right, because he's on ITV quite a lot as well on the highlights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is. Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that might be a shout then. Yeah, I miss Aaron McLean, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I like Terry McLean.
Well, he's done a bit on Sky as well. I think he's
Yeah.
done a bit of a
He has. Yeah.
He's
dual
getting in the
contract.
big
I'd like to
leagues
have him
now.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been promoted as well. That'll do me. Yeah. Andy Hinchcliffe is another shout in the comments. If it is Andy Hinchcliffe, I think we should call him Andy Hinchliffe. Just to reverse it.
Oh yeah, all the names coming out. Don Goodman does it. Yeah. And
He does do the AFL, but he's also popped up on a couple of Premier League games, weirdly.
Yes, he has been doing, hasn't he?
Yeah.
A bit like that Adam Summerton who did us in BT last year is now on the Champions League. And that is some jump. That fair play to him.
Yeah. Anything that keeps Matterface away from it is fine by me.
Agreed.
Absolutely fine.
Can I just ask a quick question about Danny Murphy? Can he swim? If you chuck him in the reservoir and he can swim, he's just going to get back out.
That's going
to. I might. Should we tweet him and ask him?
No,
I might phone in top.
Hang on a minute. Aren't we wrapping him in chains and throwing him in?
Oh,
with a big concrete slab at the bottom.
Well, another question then: is he a fan of Harry Houdini? Because if he is, he's going to get out of that bag full of chains, isn't he?
Oh, we're going to have to think of something.
Then he'll cut himself on the sign. He'll cut himself on the wet sign. So,
and get an infection.
Yeah. That'll do me.
So is Danny Murphy in the bin in the reses? I mean, if we chucking him in the reses, I'm saying yes because I think he's a
get him in there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, 2 out of 2. Russ, can you make it
tremendous stuff? Yeah, mine's a bit of a generic one, but I'll be generic to start with and be more specific. Inconsistencies and lack of common sense by ground staff at away grounds. And what I'm being specific about here is we're allowed the drum in one ground with its sticks as fans, but then you go to the next ground away and you've got somebody stood there going, "No, you can use that as a weapon," or "We're not allowed the drumming because all this kind of stuff," or your flags haven't got certificates. I just think they need to get some. We need a policy. I think we need a policy writing for the whole of the EFL. Forget non-league, we'll leave them. But yeah, for the whole of the EFL, a policy writing and everybody being trained on what is allowed in and what is not allowed in. And even if they say, well, just let us know a few days in advance that you bring in a drum, that's fine. I think that can be part of the policy, part of the process. But having lads take a drum who are just trying to generate an atmosphere to a ground and telling them at the gate that they can't take it in, I just think it's a bit shit. Because if
went to Carlisle the other week,
that's what's
we're in the same stand as their home fans. They had a drum in there, but we weren't allowed ours in. I'll make it make sense.
Yeah, that's it.
Crew 1, Bradford 0.
You know what? Right now,
live.
I was gonna sort the clip out of
Crew Bradford 0.
Next season, and we've got like live match updates. I might get the Fiesta by the Pogues.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, do that.
Yeah,
we don't get copyrighted for it.
Well, if it's just one episode, then we'll take the copyright because it'll be worth it. It'll be worth it for that 15-second gag.
And they need a 10-goal swing.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
Bradford must be playing with the kids.
A call back. What do you call that? What do you call that type of joke? You've called it back and you've reversed on top of it as well, haven't you? You've gone reversed on top of it.
It's the old Scarf Bagara War switcheroo, isn't it?
Yes.
Hold my microphone. I'm going in. I spend too much time on Reddit. That's why I smell.
So are we having that in the reses as well? Inconsistencies, lack of common sense with ground staff.
Absolutely, yeah.
And some away ends with bars and some without. So that can
Yeah.
go in with that inconsistency as well. Yep, definitely going in.
Any kind of inconsistency like that affects us. I think that's fair enough. Stupendous stuff. Right. I
I've
just
had
wanted.
fun. I don't know about anyone else.
Is what?
I've had fun. I don't know about anybody else, but
I've had lots of fun. I just
loads
wanted to
of fun.
say loads of fun. I wanted
Well,
to
happy.
say thank you to good niece Sigurd Johnson. Because he sorted my brother-in-law out with 3 tickets because he can't make it for the railway end.
excellent.
My brother-in-law and his 2 lads who are county fans through and through. They just didn't get a season ticket and then couldn't get tickets for the Hartlepool match. So he
Tell
sorted
them to come and say hello because I'll be there getting very annoyed by people. So it'd be nice to meet a fellow non-tourist.
Yes. Well, there you go. So there are allies in the railway end with you. There you go.
Good. I mean, I've got 2 friends with me as well. I've got Emma and Dave with me. So
Oh, that's nice.
between us, we'll form a singing section between the 1, 2, 3, the 6 of us.
Sounds
What
good,
I
yeah.
won't be doing is singing songs about Jeff Stelling for 90 minutes, which some people seem to be wanting to do. I don't understand that. I mean, I've actually shared it with some people this week. You know, when we had Dave Challoner on the podcast last year, and we asked him about Jeff Stelling, and he said he's just a genuine. I don't. People seem to complain that all the football personalities on telly are all big club people. Like Gary Neville gets shit for being United, and you've got a genuine fan of a proper club in Jeff Stelling,
Yeah.
who is not only a fan of a proper club, but he's a fan of non-league football and knows his stuff and does his best to promote it however he can. And just the fact that there's this like small collective of people that just seem intent on just jumping on every tweet he does. It's very. I would be so pissed off if like we're going for promotion on Monday and we're just getting cheer up Jeff Stelling and shit like that. It's going to really annoy me. So if we can get a good atmosphere whipped up on Monday, get a couple of goals in early, and then our job's done. Then
Yeah.
you know, if we're 2 or 3 goals up, and then we can just keep it. We can just all. Do you reckon they're going to put the? Can they put the Northampton game on in the bar?
On the big screen.
If the second half was just played in an empty stadium because everyone was in the bar or courtyard watching the Northampton game, that'd do me.
Like it,
COVID
yeah.
season again.
There will be a rendition of Cheers Thank You, though, won't there, if we're winning by some. And I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I'm
on
sure
the subject of
Hartlepool fans will love
songs,
that.
I don't know if you know Steve and Rick Bray, but they like writing songs about county, and they got one for Conor Lemonade Evans, and it's just as simple as Radio Gaga by Queen. All we hear is Lemonade Evans, and then Lemonade What's New, County Still Loved You. Simple. I told them I'd shout it out and put it out there to the world. They did one on Kyle Wotton, but I'm not embarrassing myself by putting it on the internet.
It didn't get your seal of approval, did it, Dave?
No.
I like that. It's got to come through quality control, hasn't it? And a U quality control.
And you get a good bit of clapping as well, don't you? You get
yeah.
Here is.
I'm
going to be singing this all week now.
That's good. That. Oh yeah. I like it. Lemonade Evans. Yes. And what's the other bit?
Lemonade What's New, County Still Loves You.
Should we get bass out? Should we have a
go
jam,
on.
guys?
Slappity bass.
Slappity bass.
Good stuff. Right. Well, I think we're just about done.
We are. Very much so. Is there any footy on tonight apart from Bradford Crew?
Yeah. There's a Premier League.
West Ham, isn't it?
I'll give them.
Premier League game on, and yeah, we just wait for Monday, don't we? Bit crap that it's Monday, innit? But
I'm not happy about that.
No.
No. Especially given that I'll be wanting something to do on Saturday. Desperately wanting something, anything to do on Saturday.
The King's coronation.
No, that's exactly why I'll be wanting something to do. The people of the North, they only obey the King in the North, and that is Dave Challoner. Them's the rules. Them's the rules.
I don't make the rules. Them's the rules. Good stuff. Right. let's call it a day there. Going to get me clipped. ready, so-
Time of death 8:09.
Yes. Dave, as always, thank you for coming on. You are the
Thanks for
most
having me on.
positive. You are the joint most positive fan, aren't you? With
joint.
With Ryan.
Well, I'm taller, so I get the majority of the most
mean,
positive fan.
Not hard, is it?
Yeah, there's more. There's more
Danny
positivity.
Chapman's taller. Oh yes, but yeah. Speaking of which, you mentioned short left-footed players last week.
Oh yeah.
On the show, you mentioned Lee Todd, Danny Jackman. There's another one for you.
Oh yeah, Danny Jackman. He was good, wasn't he? I liked Danny Jackman.
Did you?
Adam
I
Griffin,
did.
did he get a mention?
Not last week.
There's another one. I don't. No, he didn't.
Who?
He didn't. Yeah, I think he said
Adam
Lee
Griffin.
Todd, and then that was it.
Adam Griffin as well. No, we said Lee Todd and
Jarko Viss, wasn't it? Was it?
It's a Jaco Vase. He was midfield, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Who
but he
else
was left
did we
footed,
say?
wasn't he?
Did we say Mark Robinson as well? I can't
No,
remember.
I think he did.
I can't
Sean
remember.
Connolly. Oh, left backs. I can't remember.
Are you just?
Oh.
Are you just? Are
You all right?
Intentionally?
No,
yeah?
because what I'm thinking of is I'm thinking of people bald or blonde and not the left-footed left backs.
Right.
Started off well with Andy Griffin and I should have shut the fuck up and I didn't.
Started well with Andy Griffin, and then just decided to change the rules and go for ball.
Just name any random county player.
Yeah. I know it's not a left back, but the reason Waggy likes lefties is because he like Coops and Toddy. That's the two that I was thinking of. So it's not, yeah. So we didn't mention any more left backs. I don't think that were small. We just said they're all small. You don't get tall left-footed left backs, do you?
Dan Burn would like a word.
Okay, apart from Dan Burn,
Nothing, have you?
No. He's got to be the only tall left back ever in the world of football.
Yeah, it's not right, is it? I'm not.
No.
I always thought he was a centre half as well. I like my left backs to be able to whip a ball in, and Dan Burn's not a. He's not a whipper baller inner, is he?
No,
That
he's
makes
not.
sense. I knew what I meant.
Yeah, he's not. Right, let's wrap it up. Cheers, Dave, for coming on. Nick, love it. See you Monday at Basque. I'll bring all the kits. See everybody else at Basque. Like we said, if you want to join in, do come and see us at Basque, and we'll throw a mic in your hand and we'll ask you emergency questions.
All you've got to do is, a preference will be given to people who buy us a pint.
Maybe. I'm not sure if I'm driving yet or not.
No, you can't.
Well, I'm not. I mean, I can't drive. So.
You can't drive anyway. Can you?
It's a poor show if I'm driving. There's going to be issues.
Right. Cheers, everyone. See you later. Bye.
This episode of the Scarf Bagara War was written, recorded and produced by Russ Johnson and Nick Lee. The music on the opening titles was produced by Dan Johnson. Subscribe wherever you get your content, as well as finding out how to join the TSBW fan club. Check out the links in the description or go to allthews scarfbagarawar.co.uk.